Hey guys, Sean here, back again with another video of PhoenixRC. If you look, I had to roll back the beta and go back to 5.0.w instead of doing 5.5c beta because I was having trouble with graphics and things like that. So we will test it out once a newer beta or something else comes out. Today we're going to do more of tutorials. And so, just one thing, I'm not going to talk too much, really. I'm just going to talk about general stuff, not really about the game during the tutorials, mainly because here I have the controller, and actually I'll make it bigger for you so you can see what I'm doing with my controller. It matches exactly what my controller is at any given time. Also, another thing, I just want you guys to know that I am running. As soon as I start actually flying, my FPS meter here levels are gonna drop. Also, I'll make this bigger for you guys to be able to see a little bit better. Or actually, closer might be better. There. This shows what it's at all times. So we're gonna be doing some different things, mainly basics like taking off and landing, because that's the first thing you need to know for flying planes. So we're going to do your basic electric model. I think we're going to use this guy right here. So the this is a basic model, really. So if we do this, then we'll be good. Okay, so make sure you watch the controller and also what's going on here, because it shows you what my throttle's at, how fast I'm going, what altitude I'm at, things like that. So if you could just do me a favor and definitely watch that. Any questions, leave in the comment section. Here we go. So first thing you want to do is take off. Depending on your model, you might have different requirements for takeoff speeds, and this model can take off at a fairly slow speed. It just really depends on the model and what you're doing. So one thing you want to do now is land. So landing, wow. One thing that helps is to change your view, and to change it to keep ground in view. That makes it easier for landing training. So let's go back. Make sure you watch the controller, guys. So here we go. So we've taken off. Here we go. We circle around. Now I want to land, right? So we drop the throttle a little bit, and we just line it up and bring it down. It's that easy. I mean, really, it's not hard at all. So if we take it back off again guys, definitely watch the throttle percentages and stuff like that. My CPU is seriously being used a lot right now. So you want to make sure you come down and line it up, and then just let it kind of come down on its own. Bouncing is okay, as long as you don't bounce too hard and then come back down and break your plane. Because if you do bounce, like for instance, say I come in too hot and I bounce back up, I can just recover and come back and land again. So yeah, that was a fail. So for instance, let me just zoom. I can't zoom, but okay. So I think this is a pretty good way to do tutorials with the controller and talking at the same time. That way you can see exactly what I'm doing. So when I first was gonna start this channel, I was thinking of different ways, I could show you what I'm doing, and I knew I had the display, and I had the possibility of using a webcam to do a camera of the controller, what's going on with the controller, the actual controller, and then you guys could see my hands actually working and everything. But I found this to be easier, mainly because not only is it built in and uses less resources on my computer, but my hands aren't going to be on the way of where it's at. And also I like the pointers to show you exactly where it lines up with, here and stuff. So yeah. So again, you want to keep your throttle for takeoff halfway, or a lot of people like to do full throttle for fast takeoffs, and that's fun. But you want to get to 40% throttle when you're coming down. If not, anything lower would work too, as long as you know how to land properly. And I really don't like this plane. It just come up. Okay, so when you line up, you just want to make sure you line up nice, and then drop the throttle and just come on down. It's very simple, takeoff and landing. You just, as long as you know on what you're doing, it's very easy. So one little like a drill or like a practice thing that you might want to test out is just taking off and then circling back around and landing, and you get very good. So you get very good very fast. Like, it's very easy. This is how I learned. I just kept I just kept circling up, circling around and then landing again. There's a person there. You just come back and you just circle and land. It's very easy. It helps to circle all the way around. That way, you know, you get a good landing, and also getting higher altitude, and then circling, and then bringing it down for a landing is very easy. So now I'm going to show you how to take off and land with helicopters. So I'll show you both types of helicopters. Of course, today we're doing electric, so helicopters, electric. So first I'll show you with a Blade CX2. I actually own one. It is a coaxial helicopter with the two blades and not having a rear blade. So these are very easy to fly because they're not collective pitch, which means they can't roll or anything. So they just kind of like move around, and it makes it very easy to fly and very easy for learning. So to take off, you just slowly bring the throttle up. Excuse me. I seriously have to sneeze, but it won't come out. Okay, so you slowly bring the throttle up until it lifts off the ground, and then you just slowly bring it back down a little bit at a time, and then back on. So with these helicopters, you can go forward, backward, side to side, and spin in either direction. And some of them can be actually pretty quick. So, like, for instance, a way to get like better speed is to like alternate throttles up and down while moving forward. That way you can keep it at a fairly constant height, and while keeping the speed pretty high. Yep, so that's that. And then we'll go with, I'll show you a collective pitch. So we'll go with maybe a Blade 300, about the same size as the Blade CX2, but now this is collective pitch. So actually I forgot to show you, if you look here, so this one's got the rear stuff and only one on the top, so it is collective pitch, and having the one on the back allows it to roll. So for instance, if I can completely move it in any direction, that makes it a lot harder to fly. And when I say a lot harder to fly, I mean a lot harder to fly. And another thing, unlike the Blade CX2 or any coaxial helicopter, when you move it forward, like when you hit this stick forward, it stays forward. Like the helicopter keeps going forward, so you have to reset. See, I'm not the best at flying these kind of helicopters, but you just have to reset each time. So like if you go back, you have to bring it forward again. And yeah. So these are good for 3D flying. Like, I'll get up here and do some 3D. Woo! Like, you can roll and do all kind of things, but yeah. So with takeoff and landing, it's basically the same as coaxial helicopters. Slowly bring it up till it takes off, and then take off, and then you just bring it to where you want it to go. Whoops! Needed some more throttle there. You bring it to where you want it to land, and then you slowly bring it down. That's simple. Alright guys, how long has this been? 9 minutes. We can keep this video going a little bit longer here. So now I'll show you with scale. Helicopters. We'll do something big. We'll do like this guy right here. So now this is like 4 times the size. And again, this is a collective pitch helicopter. Flies the same exact way as the other one. It's just much bigger. So you want to bring it down. It flies the same way, exactly the same way. Again, hard to fly. Like, you have to be like takes a lot more knowledge and a lot more like movements and skill to be able to successfully like fly one of these. For instance, I'm not the best at this. I promise you that, and that is why I don't really do this that much. So there you go. There's with the scale helicopter, and then we'll go with a scale airplane. I'll also show you gliders in the next episode. So here, I like the beach. So you just bring it up, circle it back around. Oop, this guy needs more throttle. I find it a lot easier when you're in an Infinity Escape and doing like a chase or cockpit view. But this is like a real life situation here, so there you go. Just bring it down like so. It's very easy. Very easy. Planes are a lot easier to fly than helicopters. Coaxial helicopters are a lot easier to fly than collective pitch, and yeah. So in the next couple episodes, now that I've shown you landing, I'll show you basic maneuvers and how to fly. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one.